Nice. Thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back. Drops again. It feels like we just had drops. Yeah, I think they wanted to have drops for December happen before the holidays at the end of the year, which I appreciate. Last year they put Twitch drops for Marvel Snap over, New Year's and Christmas. That was not great. Going on, Happy Cappy? Thank you for the 21 months. Good morning. Rugged, thank you for the 16 months. Did my holiday schedule planned out yet? I don't. My wife and I were actually just talking about that. Are we running in the new PvP event? Yeah, of course. There's no reason not to. Basically the same as playing random queues. Pow! Thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Honestly, this 5-win streak event for Pokemon Pocket seems like it'll probably be the easiest event they ever run based on how many undefeated decks for Pokemon Pocket I see on my YouTube feed. Seems like it's very easy to go undefeated with something that's very bad. And certainly wouldn't only be undefeated because you can edit together anything on YouTube. Let's crack our freebies, huh? I'll have a badge improvement. I mean, I think that would be okay content. I think posting your 5-0 streaks with off-meta decks is fine. I would just wager most of the people that post things like, this obviously terrible deck is undefeated or crazy or whatever, they'll probably end up playing stock good decks to get their emblem. Because they're not delusional. They understand that, like, the deck that they're posting isn't very good. What cards are you looking for when cracking packs of Wonder Pick? Just a handful of 2-star things. Like I think 2-star Starmie and a couple of other 2-star like full art traders or things I'm looking for at this point. I'd like another full art Arcanine and full art Starmie, and then I'm missing full art Brox and Erica's and Lieutenant Surge. %. I think that was my second Bulbasaur, so we have a playset of those at least. Not that we would ever use the promo one over our full art lovely. Two stars, never showing up in the Wonder Picks. I really am surprised at how rare they are. They would get way more money out of me if they let me constantly Wonder Pick. Instead, I'm just like never using the Wonder Pick feature. All right, let's jump into some games, huh? Was there a missions tab for this? Okay, so again, it's the actual collection progress, i.e. the hourglasses, are tied to just participating, and the cosmetics are the only thing you're getting for winning. So if you're someone who never wins a game, you can still get all of the free-to-play actual collection progress rewards. Which that bit is good design. In general, I think I prefer the total wins as opposed to needing a streak, because streaks are pretty high variance, but... Let's see how this goes. So this Machamp Persian deck actually put up a result the last 2 weeks, so I want to give it a try. It's Machamp plus Meowth as its Pokemon lines. We have our line. No, I cleaned up the details of this deck. I cut red carded hand scope. I think with the full Machamp line in hand, I'm actually just letting this take hits. I'm going to potion it, so that way they need to flip heads with Executor to knock it out. I should add a 5th basic. I didn't do that. I probably should. I think the play to win line here is crack them for 50, hope they hit tails, crack them for 120. I'm gonna add a Gengar Cut, I think. Do I need second Sabrina? I probably don't. Would love a Pokeball. Thank you for asking. Really? Howdy, Nitsu. How do you get the cursor that you use? Part of the LD player emulator I'm using. Just their default cursor setup. Jeff playing Meowth, I never thought I would see it. So, one of the many things that makes me a good card game player, and that you could emulate at home to be a better card game player, is taking the time to play games with cards that you think are bad in theory to get more experience with them, to see if your opinion changes after playing with them. And maybe it won't. And maybe you'll just be like, yep, still really not into Meowth, doesn't seem great. But maybe it will. And you'll be like, oh, I should play with this card some more. I will say, and this is one of the things I liked about this build that I saw, is that Persian being included in this deck means that your Meowth is not just a card that draws cards, it's a card that can deal damage and punish a slow start here like this from our opponent. Is not a thing I've seen a lot of Meowth builds doing. Persian's a pretty alright card. Whenever you go first, you don't want to play your bench Pokemon out to start. You want to play your researches and your Pokeballs first. You might draw cards that make you change your mind about which Pokemon to put on your bench. It's free to wait for that. They can't red card you when you're starting the game. Tentacruel. All right, Misty, are we ending my win streak? Not today, Satan. Must be Friday, chat. Kind of hoping for another basic to be able to play around Sabrina for a turn, I think. Oh, actually, I'd like to draw our Sabrina to put their Tentacruel up to buy us time. Would be ideal. Energy here. We'll Sabrina them up. Do I need to potion here? I think I'm supposed to potion because it plays around. Nah, it doesn't play around anything, right? Does it play around anything? Because getting knocked out of my bench doesn't do anything. And they have like X speed second Sabrina. I think I'd rather have the potion for the Machamp, yeah? Yeah, it plays around Sabrina Blizzard, but the extra knockout point for the Meowth doesn't really matter, right? Why Sabrina now, Jeff? Because they have to have X speed to attack with Articuno if I Sabrina them. So, unless there's a double X speed here, seems like we should be in a pretty decent spot here, yeah? I evolved this out just cuz. Think so? Maybe I should have X-sped to keep the energy on it. They have potion to live for a turn. I wonder if there was a world where, because they were setting the Tentacruel up to die, I was supposed to use the Shadow Claw on the Persian to clear the Tentacruel, and then make them clear the Persian with the Articuno to put Machamp up after that. Yeah, I think I messed up here. I think I was supposed to pressure with Persian while also threatening like the potions and stuff that they're probably sandbagging. Or the Greninja, since they're bricking on they were bricking on Frogadair. Still in trouble to Sabrina. Why do I care about a Sabrina? If they Sabrina me, they get their second knockout point. That's not 3, they only have 1. Persian's not an EX. You have a potion? You don't have a potion. Okay. So, we're very done here then, right? It's like puzzling play for the opponent. Yeah, them Sabrina would be actively good for us. So it would mean my Machamp wouldn't be taking a hit. Keep my Machamp being as healthy as possible. I don't think we're playing out any bench Pokemon here. Our deck is empty and their deck still has 7 cards in it. Meowth gaming gamers. You can have Weezing's an alright B tier deck. I think Gardevoir is pretty mediocre in it. You don't really have room for two Stage 2 Pokemon. Alright, gamers. It's 2 in a row with Machampion. Can he go the distance? Works surprisingly well. You should enter some of the community tournaments if you think your deck is actually good. Go top 8 or top 16 something, or maybe even win it all. If the only thing you can say to someone asking you why your deck idea works or is good is, well, I'm winning with it, you don't really understand the question. Variance cuts both ways. It's very possible to win plenty with decks that aren't very good. Especially if you're a good player. Most of the decks I play here are bad, and we still win plenty with them. Yeah, having first energy advantage. Yikes. Let's see if we can get another win in spite of it. Diglett Onyx. Some spicy gaming from the opponent. Fighting Pidgeot. I think I'm supposed to spend energy to draw a card, but it's close. Right, just build up Machamp, but building up Machamp is kind of worthless if I don't draw Machoke. Chokes and 9 cards, 1 research. Lovely. Okay, and now I think the plan is put the Persian out. I'm evolving into the Persian, so that way, if they draw their Doug Trio, they don't knock out the Meowth in 1. I don't think I want to play this. I'm a little sad against Sabrina. But they'd have to have Sabrina plus Doug Trio to really make me sad, right? The problem with playing the Kangaskhan out is it's bad into Sabrina after they clear the Persian. Alright, so Pokeball should be their draw for the turn, which should mean there's no Doug Trio. We swapping these out here? Must be with the second energy, right? And I think we're good to go from here, yeah? We evolve this, we let them take their second knockout point, and then Machampion literally just one-shots 3 things in a row here on their side of the board. The Persian having the flex to deal damage, but also just the flex to, like, take a hit for a turn while I build my Machamp up seems great. Ready to lose to Doug Trio coin flips. It's true. It's definitely possible. And now we're explicitly not playing out any other basic Pokemon because we want them to have to deal with this to get their last knockout point. One Omega Punch. Have you noticed a lack of Mewtwo in the event so far? I think there was a lot of everything in these types of events. I think none of the event queues are going to be nearly as hyper-focused as the tournament metagame is. Opponent packs it up, packs it in! Another one for Meowth Machamp. Consecutive wins, video gamers! Stand up for a little bit, huh? Will there still be Marvel Snap content? We played Marvel Snap earlier today, and now we're playing Pokemon Pocket for the rest of the day. Drops for Marvel Snap start on Tuesday, so we'll be doing a bunch of Marvel Snap then. This is a very good start for us. We're going second, and we just have the Machop hit you, Machoke hit you, Machamp hit you curve. Hey, Moose, thank you for the 52 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Machamp, when you have it on 1, 2, 3, is very good when going second. 20 into 50 into 120 into constant 120s for the rest of the game on 188 point dork. If they don't evolve or potion here, they're in a lot of trouble. Honestly, I'm gonna play the Persian out too, just so if they try and red card the Machamp out of my hand, I'm pretty likely to redraw it. So they'll get 1 energy on Ivysaur this turn. I'll clear the Lilligant. They'll get 1 energy, a 2nd energy on Ivysaur. I'll clear the Kangaskhan. They'll get a 3rd energy on Ivysaur. I'll hit them for 120. If they have Venusaurs and enough Ericas, they could keep up with Machamp here, potentially. Them playing out a 4th basic means they're susceptible to Sabrina now, though, which is nice. I like that I just never have to think about whether or not I want a potion in this deck, because the answer is always I just want Machamp to be as healthy as possible. He's our lad. If he can't do it, no one can. I like this Machamp art a lot too. It's my favorite one. I conveniently have 2 of them. The only other question we kind of have to decide this game is, do I start building up Persian or do I start building up 2nd Machamp? Probably 2nd Machamp, yeah. Or need Sabrina. If we draw the second Machamp, we might be okay. Machoke, Machamp, or Sabrina, one of the two. They could also just not have Venusaur, but there's only going to be 4 cards in their deck, so pretty good chance they have that. Yeah, second potion would give us a turn as well. Yeah. So few live draws here. 9 cards in my deck. Opponent has no Venusaur and is gone. Is Dragonite good? It is not. You should check out... Nope, what is my best decks? Was it top decks? Check out my top decks roundup for Pokemon Pocket. Dragonite is D tier. And honestly, I think anybody trying to tell you Dragonite is above D tier lacks the experience and authority to help you understand which decks are good. Dragonite has consistently been registered in tournaments and consistently does very, very poorly. And is not a consistent or good deck. Even the best versions of it are very middling. It's a very fun card. It's a very novel card. It's a fan favorite Pokemon, but it is not competitive in Pokemon Pocket. All right, gamers. The fifth win. Can we do it? Can we do the one-shot, one-hit special? We have first energy advantage, and we have Machop into Machoke into Machamp. This is my 5th game playing in the Emblem event. One shot, one opportunity. It's our chance to roll. Special streamer client, yep. Our final boss is Psychic, they are. Noteworthy that EX Machamp with Giovanni one-shots Alakazam, while Alakazam, while my Machamp has 3 energy, only does 170, which is short on us unless they also have Giovanni. I couldn't evolve Machoke. Last turn was my first turn. You can't evolve Pokemon until they've been in play for a full turn cycle. Which is why, again, the Machoke Machamp curve while going second is so good. Because it lets you go attack for 20 with your first energy, evolve attack for 50, evolve attack for 120. It goes out real clean 1, 2, 3 right on up when going second. Potion technically plays around Giovanni. Potioning before you play the hand scope is a questionable decision from our opponent. Oh, they've got the red card. Look at how good red card is. Can you believe that players like myself think red card is bad? We must be terrible. You should definitely listen to all those people that tell you to play red card, chat. Please, please, for the love of God, put more red cards in your deck. It's extra difficult for me to win when my opponents play good cards instead of red card. What's the actual percentage chance for you to get Machamp back in that last situation? What was it? There were 16 cards in my deck, 15 cards. For 15 cards, I was getting 4 cards. I was 48% to redraw Machamp with that red card, but there were also 2 researches in my deck, and my chance of redrawing Machamp or drawing research to draw into Machamp was 76%. So 3/4 of the time there, my opponent's card did functionally nothing. Red card is a statistically very bad Pokemon pocket card. And people who are playing it are wrong and don't understand basic statistics. One shot, one hit, gamers. Machampion Persian with the clean 5-0. Thanks for the emblem. Easy. What an easy game. Oh, this is definitely tomorrow's YouTube video. Easy 5 wins with Machamp Persian. Should we play some more? I'm gonna play some more with this one. We're gonna take an ad break after this next game. We'll do that, and we'll put the deck list up then for people that want the details. This is based off of the Machamp Persian deck from the new decks roundup that I posted today, but I cleaned up some of the details and cut the bad cards like red card that they were playing. Machamp's, chat. It's fine. Tomorrow's payday. We'll find them then. I think the addition of Persian makes Meowth a lot more appealing in this deck compared to others that I've seen Meowth played in. Persian, letting you buy an extra turn to build up Machamp with Meowth. And letting you actually deal damage in edge cases is important. So, just to call something out here, because I know people always want tips for doing well in these events. What I'm showing you here is really key to being successful in events like this one. You'll note that I have strategically waited to have a bad draw until after I got my 5th win. So making sure you allocate your variance appropriately and take your losses early as opposed to having your bad draws when you're like 3 or 4 wins in. This is tactical and important. Loadout, I'm writing. Good, good. Take notes on this for sure. See, chat? You skillfully make sure they flip 5 heads on Misty after you've already secured your 5 wins in a row. Very, very tactical here. So playing Kangaskhan is good against Sabrina this turn, but it'll be bad against Sabrina the following turn. I think I want a Kanga. Because I have the 2 X speeds to pull it back out later, I think. I think it's important that I think it's important that I don't get my Machoke cleared this turn. This is a good play from them. Honestly, are we gonna win this game? Unironically, this game is not over. Yeah, I was hoping they'd retreat the Starmie too, but they played well. I think I'm still supposed to do this, and then if they put the Starmie up, I clear them with the Giovanni. But they played around that last turn, so I assume they don't do it this turn. I assume they put the Lapras up and crack me for 80. Yeah, this is good. But opponents played this game really well. They got lucky with their coin flip on the Misty, obviously, but they've made good decisions in addition to that. And then I have my potion here, so we're beating Giovanni next turn, which is nice. And I have second Machamp building up here, and they have no knockout points. So there's a chance that we're gonna have time to use that. $180 HP is a lot of HP. Machamp is a chunky lad. Yes, he is thick. They had the Giovanni too. Alright. And then obviously, the opponent is dead here, but I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I would like the record to reflect that we won that game. But I'm gonna help a friend out. Hedge, thank you for the over 2 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So the opponent could have retreated to the Tentacool and not been dead on board, but they were probably losing that in the long run, yeah? We gave up 15 experience. We did give up 15 experience. That's true. But I would like the record to reflect we had an awkward start and we still beat Misty flipping 5 heads there with our Machamp deck. Yeah, kind of impressive. That was honestly a really good show for this. Is this deck real? Unironically, the innovation of Persian alongside the Meowths has really looked kind of great. And Machamp's a card that's felt close for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of picking up what this deck is putting down. Let's go ahead and take a brief pause for the cause and roll some adverts. I need to go fill my water bottle. Maybe we'll play something else when we get back. I felt pretty clean, though. If you missed any of the run, we 5-0'd, technically 6-0'd very easily, loading this out the gate. It'll be on the YouTube side tomorrow. I think I'm going to try one of the other decks from the roundup today up next. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, but Champ's a card that's felt close, like it's looking for the right surrounding shelf, for sure. This is easily the cleanest it felt in a small game sample. The Team Rocket Meowth promo is better than Full Art. You're wrong. It's okay to be wrong, but you are wrong. Nation, thank you for the 3.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I got Misty 4 heads on the 4th match. I mean, we just beat Misty 5 heads. What's your excuse? Is there anything more peak 2024 than someone saying something that's objectively wrong, and when you point out that it's objectively wrong, they say, whoa, man, it's just my opinion. Why don't you tolerate people that have different opinions than you? Truly nothing more 2024 energy than that. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Tim. Thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. We give the editor a break and post the uncut run on YouTube. We probably could, honestly, just for the sake of it. It was pretty quick. Like we always say, any deck can be a 5-0 deck on YouTube. When you see someone post an undefeated deck, every deck can be an undefeated deck on a YouTube video. Alright, let's try the Articuno Omastar shell from the event the other day. getting the emblem proves it's undefeated. I mean, technically, you could queue up 4 wins with a different good deck, and then just play the less good deck for the 5th one and get a little fortunate, yeah? Nah, I think you just want the sustained socio. Got the beefy body. Gave a try to the Gengar Wiggly tough deck that was in today's new decks roundup, and it was awesome. I'm glad you're having fun with it. That one's on my list to try too, for sure. Are they planning to retreat this? Putting energy out there seems strange. See, a lot of people saving hourglasses. Is that something you should do for the new drop? If you have all of the mechanically unique cards you are interested in having from a set, it makes sense to start saving your hourglasses for the next set. However, if there are still cards you need from the existing set, probably want to open for them, unless you're happy waiting till January trading to get them. Pseudo Pally, thank you for the over 4 years. Welcome back. And BDP coming in hot with the 70 months. I did have a lovely weekend, Walrus. Went for a hike with the kids yesterday at one of the local trail places in the area. Played a bunch of rivals with the boys. Took them to a couple of friends' birthday parties. Top 16 to Pokemon Pocket Tournament. Took the Wiggly Eggs deck we were testing last week. I went and crushed an event with it. Heartless, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. Was in fact a top tier weekend. How long did the tournament run take? The event started at 4 p.m. Central, and my last round finished at 11 p.m. Central. But only about 3 hours of that 7 hours was actually playing games, based on my recordings. A lot of it was just waiting. Well, this check of the opponent's face. I mean, to be fair, if I had bricked on the Misty, I have the X speed and would have attacked with the other Articuno. So, like, the Misty's like a little salt in the wound, I suppose, but they were dead regardless. Thanks for the gift sub, and thanks for sponsoring the tournament that ran this weekend. It was a ton of fun. As a deck that was used for the streak. No, we played Machamp Persian for the easy 5-0. It'll be the highlight on the YouTube channel tomorrow for sure if you missed it. I'm gonna try out a few different things today. I think 5 consecutive wins feels shockingly easier than getting infinite border and conquest. Why is that? Because the games are way shorter here. You can get 5 wins in 20 minutes. Like when you're 4-0 in infinite conquest and Marvel Snap and you lose the 5th one, it probably took you 2 hours to lose. Yeah, I'd also argue Marvel Snap has a lot more matchup polarization than Pocket does right now. Which is an amusing commentary given how the weakness system in this game works, but weakness doesn't really create unwinnable matchups so much as it gives like some balancing style things. Experience. Speaking of things that give unwinnable matchups though, Misty. Oh, that's cool that you're planning to run tournaments more consistently, Advanced. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my content from before Marvel Snap and Pocket, but I used to run tournaments doing Magic for when I did Magic the Gathering stuff monthly. I might dip into it for the Pocket side eventually. I think I want the format to have a little bit more cards. Maybe after the mini set or the January set, I'll take a crack at it. Broadcasting a bunch of Pikachu, Meowth, and Charizard mirrors right now doesn't sound exciting to me. I'd like the format to be a little bit more open. Do I want to start powering this one up? I think I do. You always play Pokeball before Professor's Research. It depends on what you want to draw. If you want to draw more basics, you should research and then Pokeball. In this deck, for example, though, there's only 2 basics, the Articunos and then Fossils. So I want a Pokeball to grab the Articuno because I don't want to draw the Articuno with the research and then not have a basic left to go get. Should we Sabrina there, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna get a knockout. I'm gonna win the game by knocking out this Articuno anyways. Like, if I Sabrina up the other Staryu, we end up in kind of the same thing with one more knockout point that largely doesn't matter. If that makes sense. Does anyone know if the communication about the other Pokemon TCG is as quiet as this one? I'd assume it is. Again, I really can't emphasize enough if you're a formal Marvel Snapper coming into Pocket. The amount of communication that Second Dinner provides is atypical for game developers, and the amount of communication that Dina has had around Pokemon Pocket is fairly typical. I might as well potion. This needs to live, and they can red card me. Maxon, thank you for the 6 entire years. That's a long time. Welcome back. All right, if they have X speed, which they haven't played any of yet, or if they hit with this Misty, I think we're dead here. Okay, so the Misty break means they're gonna need an X speed. They get to push the Starmie up here. They're taking my Sabrina away. We needed that. Yeah, I think we're dead then. This is the downside to not using the Sabrina earlier, is it gives them a Starmie EX. So maybe I should have Sabrina'd earlier in the game. I came from Gwent, and they were pretty active also. Yeah, I don't have any experience with that team. Smaller teams tend to be more active, though, than bigger IPs. Alright, so they're gonna need an X speed to not be dead here. But if they have it, we are gone. Yep. I think they will do different packs for the mini set or add cards to the existing packs. I would assume if they add to the existing set, it will be a 4th booster pack with a different face Pokemon, but I'm kind of expecting it to just be an entirely new set of cards. So I would expect they want people to have to collect new pack points for the mini set. So pack points are set specific. So our hourglasses in the client do not say anything about being locked to a particular set, but pack points very explicitly say that they are only go with the particular set. No official or unofficial information about what's in the set, Alistair. Thanks, Elwood. Is it Dita or DNA? I have no idea. If they don't want me to say Dita, they shouldn't have put the E in the middle of it. It doesn't say anything about pack points expiring, just that they are set specific. Correct, but it does have the implication that sets could be retired at some point. Which I wouldn't expect them to retire a set, i.e. remove its pack from the shop without telling us in advance. But it is fairly typical in other digital card games for them to eventually make older set booster packs not purchasable. Hey, if you want a Prime sub on mobile, check out this link here in your browser. What an easy game, chat. Easiest game of Pokemon Pocket I ever played. Maybe my opponent should play more basics. JK, it doesn't matter. Hey, Jeff, I came from Snap, and I'm glad you're making content for this game. It's got unexpected depth, which I appreciate. Completely agree. I think all of the people who complain that Pokemon Pocket does not have any depth to the gameplay are people who are showing their whole backside and their ignorance. Pokemon Pocket is really easy to start learning, but that doesn't mean it lacks depth. Didn't you hate Misty? Are you a convert now? As a content creator, part of my job is playing and showcasing an incredible range of decks and cards, including cards I am personally not a fan of the play patterns of. I think Misty is a bad design that artificially restricts design space long-term for water Pokemon in Pocket, and Pokemon Pocket would be a better game if Misty didn't exist or was different. I don't understand how people can say Pokemon Pocket doesn't have depth. People say Pokemon Pocket doesn't have depth because they're typical tribalist human beings who see Pokemon Pocket as a threat to the other card games they enjoy, so rather than understand it, they just want to tear it down as something worse or less than. Hey, Melvier, thank you for the 3 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. Remember, they did say Pokemon Pocket is dying, right? That's true. Pokemon Pocket only made $200 million in its first 5 weeks. It is essentially a dead game walking. I don't know what this person is doing, but they're definitely wasting my time. I'm gonna go to the next match. That's nothing. And as a point of reference for people who want a baseline, Marvel Snap was one of the most successful new digital card games to launch in a long time. It made $170 million in its first year. So Pocket in its first month and change out-earned Marvel Snap's first year. And if you would like to speak ill of the dead for a moment, which I love to do, as another point of comparison, Legends of Runeterra made approximately $25 million in 2.5 years. So it took Pokemon Pocket a month to out-earn Marvel Snap's first year, and it took Pokemon Pocket less than a week to out-earn Legends of Runeterra's first 2.5 years. Uno on 1, pretty lucky. Our gorgeous full art traders chat. Full art research when. I actually think one of the singular biggest misses this game has on launch is the fact that it didn't launch with full art research. Demolisher, thank you for the 5 years. Welcome back. Spending money in Pokemon Pocket is useless because it'll be dead in 5 years, was an actual take on Reddit. Oh, man. Anthem, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it. Got me. One of the things that I think is really shows a huge part of the problem with how people view games like this is that even if Pokemon Pocket servers had a bomb attached to them and that bomb was guaranteed to go off in 5 years, that wouldn't mean that spending money on Pokemon Pocket is a waste. TCG players are some of the most injured people in the world. Your game time is not an investment. Any money that you spend on Pokemon Pocket or paper Pokemon cards or any other leisure time is money that you're setting on fire for your enjoyment. It's not a 401k that you're gonna retire on someday. It's, okay, I'm doing this because it gives me enjoyment and I have spending money that I can spend on my enjoyment. Alright, and now I get to Sabrina here and clear either the Krylia, cutting them off Gardevoir, or clear the Mewtwo, and in either event, this game is done. I'm supposed to be having fun. Yep, you are. That's also part of the reason why I really love the structure of Pokemon Pocket, is that most of Pokemon Pocket is not obligating me to play the game if I'm not having fun. Even this event, the most competitive event they've ever had. If your goal is to just maximize your ability to collect cards in Pocket, all of the rewards in this event, the hourglasses that get you more cards, are not tied to winning. It's literally just play 10 games. You can join and concede 10 games over the course of a week and get the maximum account progression from this event. And sure, there's a nominal cosmetic for winning, but that's it, right? It's the nominal cosmetic is all you're getting. Other games like Marvel Snap and Magic Arena and Hearthstone, I really hate that, like, I load those games up and they're like, play some islands, attack with creatures, play 6 cost cards, win a location with 1 card. It's like, dearest video game, please stop telling me how I'm supposed to have fun and just let me play. Does Jeff only talk about digital games, or does he also talk about physical games you can buy and play? I talk about things that I have experience with. The only physical games I really have experience with these days are board games. I don't really have much time for paper trading cards. I play Pokemon TCG casually with the kiddos sometimes, but that's about it. We're not playing the other Articuno out because I don't want to get Sabrina and tempoed. I guess I could play the other Articuno and the Helix Fossil to play around Sabrina, but it probably doesn't matter either way. We've got Blizzard here ready to go thanks to Misty. What's my favorite board game? I don't think you're a real board gamer if you could pick just one. I'm gonna gatekeep and say you have to have lots that you enjoy to be a real gamer. And then this Sabrina is lethal. We get to Sabrina, we get to Blizzard, we're done here. Punch. For people that are new here and haven't seen this picture before. This is my desk that I'm streaming from here, and then the wall behind my desk in my office is a space for a couple of games. This is an 8-foot ceiling for scale on the shelf. Oh, by the way, speaking of video games, I didn't bring it up. When I was closing Twitter, I just was reminded that it exists on my feed. Apparently, there's data mines for Pokemon Unite, Pokemon's League of Legends / MOBA game, that they might be coming out with a TFT-style drafting auto battler mode attached to it. Which, how sick would that be? An official Pokemon auto battler would be nutty. What's TFT? TFT is a drafting auto battler game attached to the League of Legends client. I am using an emulator called LD Player. BlueStacks didn't work as well for me. If you want my Pokemon Pocket PC setup, there's a link here. Talking about what it's got going on. Twitch drops start tomorrow for Marvel Snap, and then Pokemon Pocket has a new set next week, so I think it's unlikely that I'll stream more Marvel Rivals. There's too many other things going on. This is the deck I finished the event with. No, we 5-0'd really easily with Machamp Persian. It'll be the highlight on YouTube tomorrow. But you can see the base of the deck, and the new decks roundup today is where we started. Did you enjoy Rivals? Yeah, I did have fun with Rivals. I played it a bunch off stream with my kiddos over the weekend. My oldest two are 9 and 10, and they've both liked Rivals a lot. How did Pokedex work? I cut the bad cards in the Machamp deck before we played it on stream. Like 1 X speed, please. Easy game. Cleared the 5-0 easily with the Wiggly Eggs deck. Feels like a real deck, not mind-numbing to play. I agree, the Wiggly Eggs deck has a ton of lines. Very satisfying to play. How soon do you think we'll get new cards? The December mini set is data mined to release a week from today. But they've not officially confirmed the release date or what that set's going to contain yet. Anecdotally, in the dozen or so games I've played so far in this event, I have had a much higher density of players who feel like new players or people that don't really have meta decks constructed that I've played into. Will you play no EX lobbies? No, I think custom player formats are kind of lame and boring. More power to people who enjoy that sort of thing, but I am not one of them. Free money. I mean, I guess. I'd rather play interesting games with back and forth. My number one tip for getting better at Pokemon Pocket is planning multiple turns in advance. You should be thinking about not only what your plays are going to be, but also what your opponent's plays are going to be and how the turns play out. It's a lot like chess in that you need to be thinking multiple steps through at once. Was the Machamp deck consistent? It felt pretty consistent. It's also had a couple of tournament results. Meowth impressed me with our set today with the Machamp deck. On one, lucky. One of the things you'll note I'm doing with this deck quite frequently is when we Pokeball for the second Articuno, I'm not playing it out to start. This is intentional. I don't want to have another Articuno on my bench that they can force up with the Sabrina to get my energy off of my active one. Our Misty Flips have actually just been absurd with this deck today. All right, we're winning games, but I haven't really had many that are worth highlighting, so I think we're gonna take a pause for the cause and roll our adverts for the hour. We're gonna give this one a little bit more try. When we get back, we'll throw the deck list up on the screen for people that want to steal it in the meantime, in between time. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere today. We're gonna be playing Pocket for the rest of the afternoon. Is it worth not playing the Pokeball to make it more likely that you draw Pokeball or Kudo after a red card? I think the red card me, it mostly doesn't matter, Papa. I want to play the Pokeball ASAP so I don't draw the Articuno and then have a dead Pokeball later. Do you have any suggestions for 5 consecutive wins? Be lucky, don't be unlucky. Would be the 2 tried and true pieces of advice for winning 5 in a row. Cardio minutes are so long, chat. My legs are tired. We beat 5 Misty Heads when we were playing the Machamp deck earlier, just for reference. Is it more or less difficult to get 5 in a row here compared to Pick On? It's much easier to get 5 in a row here. These games are very short. Conquest and Marvel Snap is very long and tedious. When you lose... When you're 4-0 in this and you lose, it probably took you 15 to 20 minutes to get 4-0. When you're 4-0 in Infinite Conquest, it often took you an hour and a half or more to get there. Shouldn't you only run 1 Pokeball since you're guaranteed 1 Articuno? Nah, you just want... You want the highest chance to have the second one. You'll draw a dead Pokeball on occasion, but that's fine. You just want to be more likely to have 2. Hey, Luatek. Hope your move to Michigan is an easy one. Thanks for the entire year. Get you a sword to go with that shield. Dan Lee, thank you for the year and a half. Is red card actually a good card? It is not. I need to sit down and record the red card video tonight. Life's just been busy. So I can just have easy numbers to give people when they ask why. This game's pretty tough. I don't think I can actually post a highlight with this deck. It's like our game wins are all too quick and nonsense. We'll see. Maybe we'll see if we can have a game where we like Brick on the Misty and then like play something out with Articuno. What I'm trying to see if we can win games without the Misty here. But so far this deck has literally just been the okay Misty or bust. I mean, if there was ever a match where getting to Omastar was kind of nutty, it's probably against the Bulbasaur Venusaur deck, yeah? Is Venusaur heal if it doesn't do damage? Sure, but why wouldn't it deal damage? So Omastar doesn't say they don't do damage. Omastar says they can't attack the next turn. For reference. In case you're misremembering what this card does. Yes, Dugtrio would be an instance where that could matter. Can you rank the Venu pairings? Eggs is the only remotely competitive Venu pairing. All the others are much worse for varying reasons. And it's worth noting that even the best builds aren't that good. This seems good for me, yeah? Them missing this coin here is also great for us, because it means the potion... It lets the potion mean that I don't die to the 100 hit from Venusaur. So, Executor can't attack. Good luck, Godspeed. It can retreat, it can stand and take hits, but attacking is not something it is allowed to do anymore. Executor is the best pairing for Venusaur because Executor's aggressive attacks let you make up for one of the issues the Venusaur deck has, which is sometimes it just dies to Pikachu or other aggressive decks. The Executor lets you, like, get them sometimes, basically. As Misty largely doesn't matter. I think this game is over. I'm glad we got a solid Omastar game in with this deck, though. We're definitely not winning this with just Articunos. And our Omastar line looking real clean here. This game pretty straightforward to play. This game is straightforward to learn the basics of. It has a good bit of depth in the actual gameplay. But yeah, if you download the client and play through the tutorial, you'll learn the ins and outs of what's going on in a baseline very quickly. What about Baby Executor versus EX Executor? Which Executor you want to play depends on what your follow-up is. So in the Venusaur deck, you typically want to play EX Executor because after they knock out your EX Executor, you're going to put up Venusaur most of the time. And if you're putting up an EX Pokemon anyways, it doesn't matter if they took 1 knockout point or 2 on your first one because they're not going to be able to... They're not going to be able to get you. Do I just retreat this now and make sure they don't get any knockout points here? I think so, yeah. There's so many energy because we hit on the Misties. Do we Sabrina them? No, I want damage on the Venusaur. I want them to have to, like, pull 3 energies off this Venusaur to be able to pull it out. If I Sabrina them, they could put the Executor up and then have an X speed to pull back to the Venu and attack me for 100, which is not good. If they have to pull 2 to 3 energies off this Venusaur to get it out, the game is over one way or another. We're gonna find ya. We're gonna get you. It's a very good game for Omastar. Alright, we got at least one Omastar game. I think that means we can post a highlight with this. We have a bunch of Misty and Articuno games doing things. Hopefully we get like one more good Omastar game in. Like in a Pocket tournament right now. Good luck, Elwood. Pokemon Pocket is easily the most competitive digital TCG game to release in years. The community tournament scene around it is actually absurd. There's just tournaments you can play literally every day of the week. So, one of the reasons why I think EX Executor Venusaur is not a very good deck is because there isn't really a good 5th basic for it. Because of what I was talking about a second ago, where you want them to knock out one EX into another EX, so you don't really want to play a non-EX like Kangaskhan or Farfetch'd in it. And there isn't another good EX for you to play. Oh no, it's our turn to get Misty in chat! Yikes. So a Weezing Arbok deck with 1 Jiggly Wiggly, which was doing well in a recent tournament. Any thoughts? Yeah, I talked about that deck list in my recent tier list video. You should check that out if you want my thoughts on top meta decks. That deck's been around for a little bit. It's very reasonable. Omastar is notably not very good against Starmie. A free retreat ghost. What's my take on clickbaiting? I think saying things like deck that is obviously not very good is amazing is a dishonest and crappy form of clickbait that's just lying. It's not clickbait. I think framing things like my decks roundup today, where I took a bunch of decks that had 70+% win rates in a tournament, and then I put that win rate on the title, is honest and literal while also being something that people want to click on, and that's fair game. I think too often people pass off or be like something that's basically a lie, and they're like, oh, that's just clickbait. It's like, nah, it's just a lie. Removes culpability from the person choosing to lie. Which is fine. People lie to make money all the time. It's very profitable to get people to click on your stuff. If you've ever wondered how profitable, in the YouTube space especially, while not guaranteed, a general rule of thumb is that longer form YouTube content, i.e. YouTube videos that are 8+ minutes, especially ones that are like a half hour plus, like a lot of gameplay videos are for games like Pokemon Pocket, they loosely make about 4,000 USD per 1 million views. So if you see a channel that had 2 million views for the month, making longer form content like you see for a lot of Pocket stuff, it probably made about 8,000 USD that month. I experienced running YouTube channels across a couple different games of varying amounts of views. That ratio is loosely accurate. Fairly consistent. As an exact point of reference, November and December actually tend to run a little bit higher too because they're higher ad sell months for the year, so the ad rates are more competitive. My Hoaglandia Pocket YouTube channel has had 530,000 views for the last 28 days, and its estimated revenue is 2,700 USD for the last 28 days. So that's actually a little high. It's about 1,300 USD. Or what? It's about 5,200 USD per million views at that rate. For people who aren't familiar with me, I've been making content for a while. If you're wondering like what my authority and experience is, I've been posting videos on the internet in general for over a decade. YouTube and Twitch have been my full-time job for almost 8 years now. You think 4,000 USD for 1 million views is very little? I completely disagree. It's a good amount of money for most people in most places in the world. As a point of reference, like, you know, my Pokemon Pocket channel is pretty small potatoes, all things considered, compared to the bigger ones that are doing well. Like one of the bigger Pocket channels has done almost 6 million views for the last 30 days. So 6 million times 4,000, that's like 25 grand in ad revenue from YouTube alone. And that is before you count in membership, super chats, direct sponsorships, In my experience, it largely doesn't depend on if it's one video or multiple videos, so long as those videos are all the same type of long form content that tend to have multiple ads shoved into them. Like one thing you will note is if you watch a lot of the YouTube channels like mine and others in the space, is that you'll notice that most of those videos are at least 8 minutes. 8 minutes is the magic number in the YouTube space that your video needs to be in order to put ads in the middle of it. So if your video is 7 minutes and 59 seconds, you can't put any mid-roll ads. If your video is exactly 8 minutes, you can put 200 mid-roll ads in it if you want. If you ever see a creator kind of hemming and hawing and reading you every card in a deck list verbatim instead of just letting you look at it, and then you look down and notice their video is right around 8 minutes, they were definitely just killing time. They don't have Charizard yet, so we might have a shot. Hey, baby. How do ads count premium users? I don't actually know offhand exactly how YouTube Premium calculates how much it pays, but when you're a YouTube Premium user, it pays the people whose videos you watch some amount. I don't know what exactly the ratio or rate is offhand, though. Right, well, they only have one attacker. Maybe this is an Arcanine. They could be sandbagging that. So these infos, it's nice to know it goes into being a content creator. Yeah! Never forget, gamers, you can and should talk about how much money you make, especially with your coworkers. Capitalism dictates that it wants to pay everyone as little as humanly possible while getting as most work out of them as they can. There's a good chance you or some of the people you work with are being underpaid. So it's not on my deck if they red card me. I get to knock out Growlithe here, so I don't have to worry about Arcanine later. I'll never forget when I gave my 2 weeks notice at my analyst job at a Fortune 50 company, and I was gonna quit because my oldest son was born and I was gonna do the stay-at-home dad thing for a while. On the spot, my manager offered me a 20% raise without having to ask anybody. They just knew they had another 20% in their budget, which meant they could have been paying me 20% more from the get-go. They just knew they didn't need to until I was ready to walk out the door. We are very dead here. Toasty. Oh, so it really solidified your decision to leave? Yeah. Yeah, short of like a life-changing amount of money, we were pretty set, my wife and I, on me being the stay-at-home parent. When my kids were little, her job had better better health insurance and retirement options than mine did. What's your favorite deck to play? I really like Greninja decks. I think he's an interesting and fun card. I think it's better Alakazam deck, Greninja, or Weezing. I like that the Greninja build gets to play 6 basics cleanly. You can play Gengar or Farfetch in the Alakazam Weezing deck, but it doesn't feel as good in my experience. You have turned my 4 random cards into 3 random cards. Got me. Playing my first pocket tournament, and it's a little small, only 104 people. Yeah, the weekday tournaments tend to be somewhere between like 80 and 200, anecdotally. It's the weekend ones that tend to be big. Usually there's 3 or 4 500 plus player events over the weekends. Telling me that they need to have it verbally listed out which energy types the deck is playing as Pokemon Pocket's version of pedantic nerds. That's so obnoxious. My dearest gamer, I promise you it's not good. My response is the same every time. I'll tell you when you shouldn't play a specific type of energy, but generally speaking, not playing an energy type in your deck is bad. Sabrina is insane in the membrane. Do 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 do. I guess they could retreat and then put an energy in Blizzard me. That still seems good for me, yeah? Yes, lots of people wanting to put Erica in the Wiggly Eggs deck, which is a bad choice for that deck, which is why I'm not playing it. Yes, the Dragonite Weezing deck is the prime example of things people play that don't use energy types, and that deck is not good. Yes, we will be discarding our fossils to not die to Sabrina here, for sure. Is the game plan. So we get to pick up a knockout here with this for 2 points, and then they have to hit on a Misty in order to attack us next turn to not lose the game the following turn. So again, we're discarding these Helix fossils because if they Sabrina one up and knock it out, they get a knockout point. And this is not knockoutable by anything they have. So if they don't hit heads on a Misty this next turn, they've already played 2 Misties. I forgot they were double. I think we're good to go here. If you see an Executor Butterfree deck, it's very bad, and anybody telling you otherwise is either lying to you or doesn't understand what makes the deck good. Literally never had a result, and not particularly good from a deck building theory standpoint. It's poop. You win more games by playing these fossils like a pro. Something like that. Do they win if they have double X speed? Double X speed Starmie gets us? Very possible they have double X speed Starmie. They're definitely playing 2X speeds. We get them with our second Sabrina. Oh my gosh, they have double X speed Starmie. Come on. We do have another Sabrina, but there's 10 cards in my deck, so I haven't drawn any researches. That's so sad. Oh my god, I'm so sad I didn't burn my potion. What a freaking red card, video gamers! Woo! Doggy! I-O! Let's go! I-O! Let's freaking go! I would like to dedicate this game win to my opponent playing the unplayable Pokemon Pocket card, the red card! It's actually mind-boggling to me that people continue to play this card. Like, it's wild. Let's take a second here, shall we, and show a little bit of math. So in that instance, there were 10 cards in my deck and 4 cards in my hand. And there was 1 Sabrina. So let's say I had the Sabrina already in my hand and they were gonna take it away from me. Best case scenario. I'm still 30% to redraw it there. And then there's the critical failure rate of what we saw happen, which is I don't have it, and then they gave me a 30% chance to have it instead of having a 10% chance. And this number is only this low because I hadn't drawn any researches, and you can't research into a supporter. In the event that they're like shuffling away a stage 2 Pokemon, for example, and Professor's Research is a live redraw, this number goes crazy. So, for example, let's say there's 2 stage 2s in my deck. Oh yeah, if I would have burned the potion, I gained 3 percentage points taking 1 card. One of the big reasons red card is so mediocre is because deck sizes in this game are so small, meaning even when your opponent is likely to have a card that you're taking away from them, they're incredibly likely to just redraw it when they redraw their 3-card hand. And that's even before you talk about the, okay, sometimes they don't have it and then you give it to them. Or the more the game goes on, the more researches they've played, the more cards they've played through, the worse red card gets. Because the lower their deck name is. The lower their deck size is. This is your reminder, if you're a fellow old, maybe stand up, stretch your legs, grab a drink of water. Your back will thank you later. Probably been sitting for too long, too. Articuno on 1, pretty lucky. It's fun. Math is fun. That's why I have 2 degrees in it. Again, just kind of chilling on playing the other Articuno because of Sabrina. I'll attach this energy for now. Yes, that is another thing. The fact that Pocket doesn't have a mulligan mechanic means your opponent's not doing things to sculpt a good hand. Their hand just kind of is what it is. So it's not like, oh, they kept so their hand is good, so this red card is good. It's, oh, they kept their hand because keeping their hand was literally the only option. And then next turn, we'll play the second Articuno out because we have the Misty to go with it. The mulligan feature is called Concede and Try Again, mood. Big mood. Maybe I shouldn't have played my bench out in the face of Pidgeot. Thanks for the YouTube streams and videos. I have a lot more fun tweaking decks with the lessons I've learned. I'm glad you're having a good time, Altarian. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, honey. What's a mulligan? A mulligan is a mechanic that some other card games use that lets you redraw your opening hand with certain conditions. Alright, gamers, we once more need to take a brief pause for the cause to run some adverts here. We're gonna play a couple more with this when we get back. I think I want one more game highlight to be able to post a video with it, and then I think maybe we'll move along to something else. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. How's this deck do against Pikachu X? How good are you at flipping heads with Misty? I would assume like most water decks, it's trash against Misty. Champion! Alright, Misty, show him who's boss. That'll do, pig! That'll do. I think there's something to be said for early red card. A 3-card hand on average is worse than a 4 or 5-card hand. Not a lot of value, sure, but it does hit certain decks harder than others. I'm just gonna remove you from my chat. I'm so tired of having people repeat lazy Reddit talking points at me. My life is better without you in it. Goodbye, Felicia. It's always that. It's always vague buzzwords. It gives you more percentage points. Blarga, 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 blarga. It's never a constructive and specific, this is what it does. These are the numbers that show why it's good. You spending a card. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I needed a Sabrina. I'm gonna blame the chatter. Look at that. Red card just lost me a game it wasn't even in because I was yelling at someone about it. If they have Machoke into Machamp, we die now. Enjoying the game, but having a tough time swapping stuff for cards I'm missing. Yeah, there really aren't replacements for cards in this game. If you're missing, like, a Charizard, the answer is you need to play a different deck. It's not like Marvel Snap where I can recommend replacements a lot of the time. You just can't play decks you don't have cards for here. Yes, I have literally never built a deck in Pokemon Pocket and been like, this deck has all the copies of Sabrina, Giovanni, Potion, and other utility cards in it that I want. It's always, man, I really wish I had one more slot here. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game because I'm bad. They have the Machamp, we're gonna die and deserve it. I did the Sabrina last turn. actually think the current pocket economy is kind of middling, and it largely only works out because there's only one set in this game. I would wager this game and its long-term, how easy or hard it is to get into, is going to 100% live or die based on how good or bad the trading mechanic is. If you low roll even a little bit, it's basically impossible to build any decks, especially not decks that you want. If you don't open exactly the EXs or 3 stars you want to play, you have to spend a lot of money to get them. Or wait a long time in wonder picks. Well, so here's the thing about being competitive and expecting trading to make you competitive in terms of competitive decks. They've said point blank that not all cards will be tradable. But they've not said how it's going to be limited. I wouldn't be surprised if the newest sets aren't tradable. Average Twitch chatter said you could win that game with an LOL and then did nothing to articulate how the game is winnable. That last game was not winnable. I am not playing Giovanni, right? I'm like 90% sure there's no Giovanni in here, yeah? Yeah, no Giovanni. Opponent's Machamp had 130 HP. I had 1 knockout point. I hit them for 40. They hit me for 120. I hit them for 80. I die. So no, I could not win that game. I had 0 cards and lines I could take to win that game against their Machamp just attacking. If there was a Giovanni in my deck, I could have won that game, but there was not, so I left because I could not win. LOL. Alright, someone asked about the Pikachu matchup. If we hit 1 heads at least with Misty here, we probably get him. Otherwise, we're gonna get going. I've been opening mainly Charizard packs because I like the Charmander line and wanted to build the Charizard EX deck. I have 0 Charizards and 6 Starmie EXs. If you open 100 packs looking for a specific EX Pokemon, there is a 15% chance you will open 0 of them. Which is not high, but also another way to think about it is a 15% chance of something to happen with millions of people playing this game is still going to happen to a whole heck of a lot of people. And remember, without the trading mechanic, if you can't open the card that you want, it takes you 100 pack points worth of pack points to get a card specifically. Or a lot of waiting around and hoping you hit in wonder picks. Free players can wonder pick EXs once every 1.5 days, but you're also not guaranteed to see the EX you actually want to get every 1.5 days. I'm gonna Sabrina them here because the Blizzard clears the Electrode anyways, so no reason to hit it for 40 this turn. I'd rather put damage on something else. I would be very surprised if trading is restricted based on rarity. I think the most profitable thing they can do long term is restricting based on most recent set. I expect you'll be able to trade all the cards, just not the cards from the most recent packs. There's a 15% chance change since they have immersive printing and such. It doesn't. It includes those other variations. That includes counting like all the 2-star variations and stuff. Oh my gosh, I clicked the wrong button. That's fine. I'm excited for the 10 points to matter on the bench. Monka. Start building up second Articuno or Omastar. I think it's second Articuno. Omastar has literally only mattered in a game we played against Venusaur so far. Everything else we've just been carrying with, Raichu plus Surge fries our bird here. Got it. We bricked out our Misty Coin that game, right? We just went second, so it was fine. Alright, I think that's enough of this one. Let's put together the Gengar Wiggly deck from the tournament roundup. See how that goes. Full art Gengar, yeah. Yeah, we don't want him. My kingdom for default players, eh? Yeah, I've been cleaning up some of the details of these tournament decks. The one for the tournament was only playing one Wiggly, and it was playing a split on the Jigglies. I think that's wrong. I think promo Jiggly's better. I'm cutting the red card for a second Wigglytuff. Yeah, default accessory cosmetics would be very welcome as well. Someone asked, what do you think about this event? I think consecutive wins is kind of lame, and I wish it was total wins like the previous one. I think consecutive wins adds needless stress, and this event will probably be the first time Pokemon Pocket is a real source of frustration for a number of people playing it. I think that that's not ideal. The games are short enough that it's probably fine, but making people mad while playing is not ideal. Yeah, you get resources just for participating. But people like cosmetics. Ooh, Jiggly Biggly is so bad against Ninetales. It evolves to get rid of the sleep even if they lose the flip. And Blaine and Giovanni both clear us. Wanna Ghastly real bad. Throw this one to the wolves. Going to burn our Jiggly to the ground. Oh, the game's been really good optics, but a fun set of matches today. I'm gonna Sabrina, I'm gonna attach an energy, we're gonna sing the Growlithe, and then Wiggly EX is gonna carry us to victory. We're dead to Giovanni or Blaine, which these decks often play 2 of each. I'm not dead yet! I'm not dead yet! Oh my goodness! Did they just leave Growlithe in play, chat? Allow me to sing you the song of my people, dearest gamer. Good night. Yeah, they missed their attack. Just pretend they flip tails. It'll be okay. %of the time it works every time. Research on one against Psyduck sounds lovely. Get our draw in before they can stop us. Two-color deck. Hey, Dragonite? Yes, this deck list was one of the ones that went solid performance in a tournament this past weekend at a 5-2 result. Giving it a try here today to see how it feels. Every Monday, we do the new decks from the tournaments roundup. Comb through all the results and look for things that were off meta and sweet potentially. And try and make a point to play through some of them. Oh, I guess if they draw Golduck... Oh no, Golduck needs 2 waters to attack, right? So that doesn't matter here. I wish I got $1 every time some salty nerd told me I rated the Misty decks too low. People are just incapable of separating the games where Misty high-rolled them from the average case games and acknowledging that they feel bad even if the deck isn't too good. Evolving clears all status effects, yes. This game's over. Giovanni here means we clear the frost buff. Even in videos like the tournament roundups where I'm just like literally highlighting data from tournaments, people are always like, where are all the Starmie decks? It's like, well, bud, if the Starmie decks were performing well, they'd be listed here as performing well. But they're consistently not, so they are not listed here. This potion here means this tackle isn't enough to clear me with Golduck still. We should be done here. How smiley he is, Chad. He knows what he's doing. He's so happy. Oh, did I forget to research? Yeah, I could have. I don't think it matters. Gengar's passive ability only works while he's in the active slot, correct? Sabrina was lethal. It doesn't matter. I could let Twitch chat play this game and we'd win from here. This event has been the highest density of low quality decks that I've played against. And not just in terms of like brews, but in terms of like these cards don't cohesively make sense together. I wonder if part of that is the more casual base that's largely collecting finally has enough cards to like feel like they can play in these, so they're like building their own combination of just Pokemon that they like, is probably what these are. I was expecting to hit more meta decks in this event going into it today because of the win streak requirement, but it's been very few so far. Handful of them here and there, but less than the other queues have been anecdotally for me in recent memory. Do they match up people based on win streak? I have no idea. I would hope so. Oh, that's an interesting thought. If they're... Because that's something Snap does too. Is when Snap has like infinite conquest, it doesn't use MMR based matchmaking. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if they're using MMR based matchmaking in the other queues and they turned it off here because of the more tournament like setting. I can see that being the case. Totally, I've typically been winning about half my games, and earlier today I rattled off 10 in a row in this mode. Interesting. Jiggly biggly. God help me, I've gotten back into Magic Arena. I don't believe God has any power there, Punchworthy. Thank you for the 106-month resubscription. That's a long time. No, I think this will probably be the last new deck we played at Angel's Cube. 5-1. Thanks for the over 4.5 years. Welcome back. That's four sleep tales in a row. Sometimes that's just how it goes. How do the Marvel Rival streams go? The metrics were better than my average variety game, but worse than Pocket and Snap. So, okay. With Marvel Snap having Twitch drops tomorrow and Pokemon Pocket having a new set releasing next week, I don't know that I expect to, what's what I'm searching for? I don't know that I expect to do more Marvel Rivals on stream. I'm having a good time playing it off stream with my kids though. My middle guy's been super into it. My oldest has been playing casually when I ask him to play. I mean, to be fair, none of those sleep flips on the Kangaskhan really mattered. The card was probably just a brick wall for them. Alright, if they win the sleep flip, we can draw a Gengar to still have a shot here. If they lose the sleep flip, they lose the spot. Video gamer. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. So far, this deck list has literally just been Wigglytuff soloing people. Gengar has yet to accomplish much for us. It's the legend. Don't even need to play him out. We would have won even if they woke up, is noteworthy. Gengar would have cleaned him out. Ever since Jeff's talked about the odds of low rolling specific EXs, I've been acutely more aware that I'm still missing 2 Wigglies. Yep. This opener is quacked. Gengar looking mediocre and Wigglytuff here to hard carry. Yep. Sounds like it. Tempo Sabrina sounds lovely here. Is Wiggly the new brew glue? Take any bad deck and shove Wiggly in it to win some games. Quite possibly, yeah. The ultimate, so you're saying there's a chance card. Is there a competitive deck with Blastoise EX? Yes, but it needs Starmie EX. God, if you look on my YouTube channel, I posted some tournament games with Blastoise Starmie week before last, I think it was. You can also play Articuno, probably, and be okay. But that is a Misty deck. Do you prefer 3 diamond or less deck for the events? I've just been skipping the 3 diamond or less requirements. It's a real nominal prize. I literally don't use wonder picks. There's nothing in them I want. You play the Blade deck? Yeah, it sounds right. Night, video gamer. Are we done yet? Oh, honey. Great Wiggly Biggly. Wiggly with the solo again. Isn't it a fun deck building challenge? I personally do not derive joy from playing card games against AIs. More power to the people who do, but that's just not my idea of a good time personally. I dropped my energy for last turn on the Jigglypuff rather than the Ghastly because I need to draw Haunter anyways. And if I draw the second Wiggly before I draw Haunter, I want the second Wiggly set up. But I'm technically not dead yet, but we're functionally done here. Especially with them. They would have needed, like, if they would have hit heads a bunch on this Moltres and then had Charmeleon, Charizard, X speed, they could have had a shot, but with no Charmeleon here, even if they win the sleep flip, this game is still very over. Look, we found both of them, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve the Gengar just for the sake of saying we did it. So that way Gengar was here for moral support while Wiggly soloed the match. I love this promo Wiggly arc. Looks like it's waving goodbye to my opponent. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. Oh gosh, I keep forgetting I need to run an ad. I think we'll be good. I can use the snooze. Before we tap it again. Tap it in. Just tap, tap, tap it in. Might not have a match, or might not connect in time. That's usually what happens when the screen hangs. Waits 20 seconds and then says, opponent did not arrive in time. Yeah. Alright, coolio. Let's throw the deck list up here for people that want to play Wiggly Tough. I mean Gengar. Is the promo Haunter good to use? I think it's generally speaking worse than the regular Haunter. I think I'd rather have 30 turn over turn rather than a coin flip at 50. It's close though. Have some adverts, gamers. We'll see you at 120. We're gonna play some more of this when we return and see if we can make Gengar do anything before we're done today. I changed the deck list from the roundup. Yeah, I've been cleaning up the details in the roundup deck list rather than playing them card for card with cards I feel are bad. The entire Ghastly line has no flares. Yeah, they're not worth the Stardust or the clicks. They're just too terrible. J-Shed, thanks for checking out the promo. Enabling removing red card every deck. Yeah, cutting the red card for most of the decks is definitely something that's happening. How's my level? You already have all of the cards. Yeah, it only takes about 3 days of spending to get all the cards on average, with average variance. My level is much above needing that. I've spent a lot of money chasing 2-star cards on top of getting all the cards. I think we're level 48 or 49. And 50. 50 is actually the cap, so we're not far off of that. Appreciate everybody hanging out today, by the way. A little Twitch ticker here, so we've had over 50 new followers. If you're someone else that's new hanging out and you haven't tapped the follow button already, consider doing that and coming back again sometime. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch while dual streaming on various YouTube channels. You'll find me here Monday through Friday during the week. We've been playing a ton of Pokemon Pocket as well as Marvel Snap. I'm something of a relic here on the Twitch platform. I've been streaming for over a decade, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to call this my full-time job for almost 8 years now. In a former life, before I was making content here on the internet, I have a graduate degree, an undergraduate degree in mathematics. I spent time teaching at both the high school and college levels. If you enjoy very analytically focused content that focuses around building and brewing new decks, this is a great place to be. We're always working on that. I'm also someone who's a fairly competitive player while working on my own decks. I top 16 a Pocket tournament this past weekend that had over 650 players in it while playing a deck that I've been working on here on stream. Some Wiggly Executor. The highlight with that one over on the YouTube channel. Powder Finger, thank you for the 10 months. Before Pocket and Snap, I played a ton of Magic the Gathering, some Runeterra, and some other turn-based and strategy games. These days, I've been splitting my time about 50-50 between Pocket and Snap. I'll have a little bit bigger focus on things like Snap when they do Twitch drops. I'll have a little bit bigger focus on things like Pocket when we get a new set next week. Fingers crossed. Not officially confirmed yet, but data mined to be. Powder Finger, thank you for the primer. And Litter as well, thank you for the 25 months. Those bits of direct support are a big part of why this has been able to be my job for so long. So thanks for keeping me around. It's been almost a decade. It has in fact. This is actually an instance where other Gengar could have potentially been better. Flipping a coin to deal 50 would have potentially cleared this out instead of giving them a chance to heal it. Borrowak EX, we're gonna be in trouble. Next, diaper stream changing stream when? Ah, the old timers. My youngest is officially potty trained, and we're done with diapers moving forward. No, I haven't played any games with Promo Hunter. For starting today, what would be the first deck you would target to build? You can't really target a specific deck the way Pokemon Pocket's economy works. I think the best pack to open to start is still Charizard. Still Charizard packs for the reasons I listed in this video here at launch. If I was interested in starting, if I was starting today, I would start there. Can't you use your pack points? Yeah, it takes a lot of pack points to craft specific cards though. And even at that point, once you're using pack points, if you have enough pack points to like craft 3 diamond and 4 diamond cards, to craft EXs and 3 diamond cards, you're gonna have opened a lot of stuff as well. So at that point, what you're crafting should be crafted to support what you opened. TLDR. Hey, what's going on, Moldy? Thanks for sticking around. Glad to have you back as an active engager. Was shocked at how useful regularly checking Wonder Picks completed my collection. Yeah, so what's the math? A free-to-play player gets an attempt at an EX and a Wonder Pick every day and a half. And you expect to get 1 out of 5. So that's every 7.5 days you can get an EX via Wonder Pick on average. So in a month you get 4 EXs from Wonder Picks most of the time. That's what the numbers break down to. Ghastly is Big Sad. Someone asked, by the way, are you missing any 2-star cards still? Yeah, a number of them. I only have one copy of a few 2-stars. I don't have any Erica's, Lieutenant Surges, or Brock's as far as 2-star trainers go. I forget which 2-star Pokemon I'm missing. I'm missing a second Gengar, I'm missing a second Arcanine, I'm missing a second Starmie. And I'm missing second copies of both Articuno and Zapdos. I have one of each of those. Joss Arts, thank you for the Prime, appreciate it. Hey, there's a Ghastly. Push up a second one. I guess we just keep working towards Wiggly EX. And if we don't draw Wiggly next turn, we can start building up a Ghastly. I think the full arts are lovely. How many crowd rares do you have? 3 or 4, I think? I believe I have one of each at this point. I have 3 of each of the immersives. Had 4 of the Charizards, but I used 2 of them to flare the other 2. I'm not sure our deck ever beats the Charizard gamers. I guess the out to beat the Charizard is we retreat the Jigglypuff and we have to sleep the Charizard a bunch with Wiggly EX is the only way we win this game. Average stage 2 problems. And this is, you know, part of the thing. Gengar's a fan favorite, so people have asked about the card a lot. And while I think Gengar EX is an alright card, it's just not quite powerful enough to make up for the inherent inconsistency that stage 2 Pokemon have in this game. Like, you need your cards to be more powerful than what Gengar is to justify a stage 2 and the inconsistency it's going to have inside of your deck. Other than Charizard, are there good enough stage 2 EXs? I think Blastoise is solid. I think Machamp is reasonable. Alright, and now we just need Charizard to never wake up yet. We need to take a nice dirt nap and stay deep underground. People put random fossils in their deck because some YouTuber posted a clickbait video telling them they could win more like a pro if they put fossils in their deck. And if 100,000 people watched it, clearly it couldn't be wrong, right? Venusaur is pretty okay. It's just harder to build up. Venusaur's like imagine red carding me when I very clearly don't have Wiggly EX. Like, what a wild play. And naturally, we're the unluckiest SOB you're ever gonna meet, so like, we didn't draw into it. Which is unfathomable gameplay. I think trading is gonna be you just can't trade the most recent sets worth of cards. You'll be able to trade the older sets. So I think they'll make people who want to have competitive cards ASAP need to spew for booster packs, and then trading will largely be like a catch-up style mechanic. All right. Well, given their inability to wake up, I can now have them lose one more sleep flip and lose the game. Red card is trash, yes. Accurate. I am going to sit down and record the red card math video tonight when I get home from my scout meeting. I really just need to have numbers to reference for people and talk about all the situations it's trash. It's a lot like Gengar chat. A lot of situations where it's trash. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I think this deck is bad enough that I would feel bad posting a video with it. We're gonna show this one to the rubbish bin. Regular Gengar is better. I mean, that's like arguing, would you rather step in like dog poop or diarrhea, right? Like, neither is great. Don't you have an Event Haunter? Event Haunter is worse than regular Haunter gamers. All right, I'm gonna close that out. This wasn't a tournament deck, but it was a deck idea I was noodling around on. I think is potentially sweet. Assassin! Welcome to Hoaglandia's latest Shillionaire. Make sure our trickle-down economy stays in action. Our next Shillionaire will not only have to spend 999,786 shillings. That's so much more affordable for everyone at home. But yeah, this deck. So you got Farfetch'd and Jolteon is good early pressure, and then we can close on some Zapdos CXs. So non-Pikachu Lightning. Let's flip some 4 coins, huh? I will not be surprised if the red card video ends up being the worst performing video on my channel for the month. I've not done any educationally focused content on the Pocket side as of yet. This will be the first one. And historically speaking, coming from other games, educationally focused content performs very poorly on YouTube. Yeah, maybe people are so confident that it's good they'll be mad about it. That could be a possibility for sure. One of the many YouTube phenomenons that I've talked about before is you'll notice a lot of highlights on YouTube largely don't include losses. Across other games, when I was closely tracking stats, putting losses in deck highlights videos, even if they were educational or entertaining, in my opinion, caused a higher rate of people to both turn the video off and unsubscribe from the channel compared to videos that did not contain losses. Which is unfortunate, because some of the games that are like the most teachable inside of card games are like the ones where you like have an important lesson to show from a loss. Most people want to be showed the undefeated Melmetal deck thinking it's unstoppable, rather than take a small dose of reality with their viewing. We are just dead here without a basic. Sad considering we're playing 6. I always close the stream when you lose. Yep, so long, everyone. Hey, we got the Jolteon and the Zapdos. Looking good. I don't know if having a burner channel for educational stuff are worth it. Not really. Like once I pay for the editor to do their stuff, Potato, even my better performing YouTube content is mostly break even at this point. Algorithm decided my pocket channel would not be a winner in the category. That's just how it be sometimes. Honestly, it's probably for the best. In general, I prefer doing live stream content to YouTube stuff. I think it fits better with my vibe and the strengths of my content. Honestly, I might go back to playing in not the event queue and see if the anecdotal experience is better. The average deck quality in the event queue has been incredibly low. I've had harder games in the regular queue than I have in the event queue. Yeah, it's been my experience so far, too. Yeah, it could be just that there's more people playing in the event than regular, but it could also definitely be that there's MMR-based matchmaking inside of the regular queue and there's not in the event. Something Marvel Snap does is their competitive queue that's more tournament-centric doesn't have MMR-based matchmaking, while like the latter does. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case here. Sarcasm. Life's swell. It probably doesn't matter, but if we have critical failure in the pin missile, pulling the other Machamp up sounds nice. On average, we win here, though. Average of 80 damage for 2 energy seems kind of correct. Yeah, Jolteon's a very good Pokemon pocket card. Because you high roll even a little bit, and the 120 with weakness clears like Moltres in one, which is great. Hey, what's going on, Jakey Mickey?
Just got back home.
Back home, how was school?
Good.
Good?
Hey, Daddy.
What's up?
Can we do some math together?
We can do some math together after I'm done working, okay?
What deck you doing?
We're playing an electric deck with Jolteon and Zapdos EX.
Jolteon!
Tentacle Possum, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back.
Jolteon?
If Eevee was electric, Jolteon would be better. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's intentional, right? To, like, make Jolteon not work in the Pikachu deck.
But why?
Because Pikachu needs electric Pokemon on the bench, so Eevee not being electric is a big drawback.
Yes, but what's so good about, the...
Jolteon?
Yeah.
Jolteon does 80 damage on average for 2 energy, which is what we say above rate. It's more damage than most 2 energy attacks do.
But what about Starmie?
That's true. Starmie does a little bit more, but Starmie's also an EX Pokemon, which has a little bit of a drawback to it, right?
Yeah. True.
True. You should go get your gaming or fun time in for a little bit, so we can work on math once I'm done, and then we've got Scout Decided, okay?
Okay, what we doing?
I don't know what your group is doing. My group's making toolboxes. Get you in a bit, dude. It's as likely as Zapdos we can start powering up. Second Eevee, not the droid we're looking for, but they're also bricks, so it probably doesn't matter. Toolboxes for themselves, Edge. One of the lessons the 3rd and 4th graders have to do is working with hand tools. So we'll, like, talk through different kinds of hand tools, let them pick out appropriate screwdrivers and stuff, and then I've cut and pre-drilled holes for, like, toolbox kits, basically. And they'll have to screw them together and pound some nails in, and then we've got dowel rods they'll cut for a handle with a handsaw. Well, I guess we'll put this out. I guess it doesn't matter. This game is over. Who should you pair with Dragonite? You can find my 2 favorite Dragonite decks in the tier list video here. Never forget, chat, D tier is the Dragonite tier. Wife and I are looking to have kids soon. I just want to say I hope I can have as healthy and good a relationship with my kids one day. I am one of the many millennials, I'm sure, who has given a wonderful blueprint of things not to do with my children. Looking to avoid some of those mistakes. Too real, yep. Little punch of reality to the throat on a Monday afternoon. Colts fan, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Let's stack obliterates chars and obliterate something. It's a duck. Beep, 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 beep. Do, do, do. Willie, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Emotional damage. Yep, that is accurate. All right, looking for a Jolteon and an Eevee. There's half of our request. Lessening of Pikachu in the meta means ducks on the rise again. I mean, it's worth noting that Pikachu never had a huge share inside of these random queues. It's still got a pretty strong representation in tournaments. It's down a bit from the 30% that it was, but it's still north of 20%. And one of, if not the most popular deck in every tournament that's of any size being played. Oh, speaking of tournaments of any size being played, I didn't talk about this thing, but something kind of wild in one of the community tournaments over the weekend. One of the events that got run, they capped the number of rounds in their tournament at 9, but let people continue signing up to play in the event past what made sense for 9 rounds. So there were people who went 8-1 in the Swiss that missed the top cut for the tournament at the end. Which is absolutely wild. Really, really poor event structure. Yes, yeah, they should have added an extra round to the Swiss or cut to top 16. Either of those two things would have been appropriate. There were 8 people that went 8-1 to miss top cut. I didn't realize it was that many. Good God, that's a lot. Oh, you know, maybe I should have put energy on Eevee and try and top deck the Jolteon there. This is fine though, right? We'll just potion the Jolteon next turn. Jolteon, I would like roast Articuno next turn, please. This is fine actually, right? Because it's gonna go down in 2 anyway, so I might as well put it up and let it take the crack here. And then next turn I'll potion the Farfetch so it doesn't get knocked out. There's a good chance they're a Giovanni deck and this was gonna go down in 1 anyways. Let's do this. Let's potion the Farfetch so they don't take a second knockout point from it next turn when they Blizzard again. And then let's Pin Missile here. If we hit 3 heads, they go down. Easy game. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have potioned the Jolteon too, assuming that we're just gonna get him and then we don't die to the Lapras. That's fine. It's only their first knockout point, right? Oh, potioning Jolteon would play around second Sabrina as well. Yeah, that's a good show. That's fine. I don't think it matters. The Zapdos EX is just gonna clean this up real clean. Our hand got markedly better after they red carded us, because as is almost always the case, when your hand is choke full of cards in Pokemon Pocket, it's probably because you're bricked. I saw a streamer justify red card because 3 cards are statistically worse than 4 cards. Ah, lies, damned lies, and statistics. You already get the 5-win badge. Yeah, we got the 5-win badge in our first 5 games played. Machamp version is cracked, obviously, and will be tomorrow's deck highlight on the YouTube side. It's probably not terrible for us. We're pretty aggressive. Our start here is quacked. They just Erica their Bulbasaur? Hey, yeah, we had Eevee to start building up, huh? The leaks shall continue until morale improves. Do I have time to build up Eevee? I think so. We take our first knockout point here, and then next turn we go Energy, Jolteon, Sabrina up the Venusaur, crack it for 40. No, actually, we probably X speed and hit them with the Jolteon next turn, yeah? I think we Sabrina them, right? Because if they need to retreat Danny Plant Dino out here, there's no way they're surviving. Let's take our nice average 80 here. And then they can crack us for 60. We crack them for a bunch again. And then by the time they clear this, second Zapdos is charged up. First, we kind of want to find second Zapdos is where my brain was going to play around a Sabrina long term. Interesting. Huh? It's a little unfortunate. It means I can't survive. Yeah, it means the bird can't survive a Giga Bloom, though. That's what this comes down to. Oh, second potion is killer. A lot of the times the opponent's deck can't afford to play Giovanni. One of the things that's really slick about this build that we're playing is because two of our Pokemon lines are only basics, Zapdos and Farfetch'd, we get to play 6 basics, 3 Pokemon lines, and still have room for 2 of all these utility cards. We get 2 Giovannis, 2 Sabrinas, 2 Potions, 2 X Speeds, because we're only playing 6 Pokemon slots. And there is a very nominal high roll that just ends the game on the spot. All right, gamers, it's a little bit after 3 o'clock. I want to get some math homework done with the kiddo, and I got to finish prepping a couple of things for my scout meeting tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off on time today, as opposed to running long. We'll likely be running long tomorrow. Marvel Snap Drop start at 11 a.m. Central. I'm also planning to start a little bit early tomorrow, so we can squeeze in a couple of hours of Pokemon Pocket before the Snap Drops go live. If you want more from me, the new decks video went up on the YouTube side today, talking about the roundup of deck lists that spiked tournaments this week. I can throw this one up on screen for people that want to try this brew. This is a new brew. This is not a tournament deck. This might be the next tournament deck I play. And if you missed it, over the weekend, I finished 13th out of almost 650 people in a Pokemon Pocket tournament, going 8-2, playing the Executor Wigglytuff deck that we were testing on stream at the end of last week. If you want to see the 5 sweetest matches from my tournament run and a full breakdown on that, that is also available on the Pocket YouTube channel from yesterday afternoon. A lot of great stuff going on over there. If you're looking to continue hanging out on the Twitch side, looks like the man, the myth, the legend, Spraggles is gaming in some Pocket this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and raid you into them, and hopefully we'll see you back again tomorrow for some more.